Hello, welcome to Jordan Live TV. Today's video is all about Pixel and Ash. It's been about 2 or 3 days since my last video, and the whole now we're working towards the update coming out, which is going to be all about modding and multiplayer. Okay, so we share my screen recorder. Check this out, by the way. Let's talk about this real quick. I've I've had we know I've had problems before with recording my screen on a MacBook, and I had this idea to write a little program in Odin to make it smoother, just have a faster execution of it's just streaming data from the screen. That's what I thought at least. But I realized too the browser also has built-in APIs to do that very well. I'm testing this out right now. I'm using a local server, local host, and if this works well, I will actually develop this slightly on the side, only for making my videos, and maybe I'll release it as a web app. All right. So, what has changed? Well, at Picture and Ash in general, the things that we're working on has been the multiplayer and the modding. The modding is very good. The modding is actually ready to go for the next update, for this update coming out. The multiplayer is also good to go. I have to test between my Android, my MacBook, and my computer if they all connect together very well and seamlessly. And that's gonna be about it. Let's jump in the game as single player. For this update, I also want to add split screen support for our desktop because desktop is going to be coming out eventually. You know what? Split screen support can wait. Let's go ahead and I didn't start the game from zero. I started from the specific menu scene. That's why you're not seeing the animation. You'll notice there's a new button here called Create. If I click on Create real quick, look at that performance, huh? Well, hold on. Did you just see that little pipe that I moved into? That's called the spawn pipe. In multiplayer, when a player dies, this is the create level, and the idea is there's going to be some overhead, some overlays that you can touch and maybe open some code or directly create enemies, draw the levels by hand with the mouse, and objects as well. Let's go back now to the main menu. There's the music. I'm not sure if you can hear that or not. I'm gonna turn it off though because it kind of gets in my way. Let's check out single player. Okay. Again, here's the spawn pipe. I spawn in. It gives me this crouch select, which is the map levels. Look at that performance. This is how the game runs. This is how it actually runs. That's insane to me. That's how the browser is more performant than native macOS. Oh, is it slowing down? Well, let's see how it goes. All right. We know the drill here. We go to level one. We hop in. We're right in the game, right? We know the drill. Yes. There's a spawn pipe. The spike doesn't move to you. The cat doesn't move to you until you're spawned in. Now you may think, well, obviously, Jordan, that's how the game is supposed to be. Well, is he gonna move away from me? Yes, he is. Well, until today, that wasn't the case. Until today, and this is cool too because it gives you a little leeway when you start the game. A lot of complaints I've heard is that when you start the game, there's enemies nearby, you get hit right away. This gives you some time, some leeway to see what's going on. Where's the level at? Who's around me? What's going to be my first play? Originally, I was going to make it so until you start moving, nobody else moves. Maybe, depending on the feedback from the community, from you guys, and from my playtesters, on what they think, maybe I'll have it or not. If this is good enough, then it's great for me. And another thing now is, I'm going to die here. But like, can I make a debug so we can see the frames per second? Live on the screen. Here we go. We're loading in. We're spawning in, right? Let him come to me. Let me jump over him. Let him come back out. Oh, there goes the frame rate. Anyways, if I drop down here, I will bounce back up. If you saw one of the recent more videos where my girlfriend was playing, she said that she doesn't like that if you're full hearts and you fall down, you shouldn't die right away. That made a lot of sense. I was sitting right next to her. I was mouthing to her, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And that's what we're doing here. Here, I have no hearts. I die right away. Okay? But when I have some health, I'm actually going to go to the map level. It seems to be a little more performant. But you can already tell that this is doing a lot better than my other videos. How do I get the frame rate to show? I don't remember at this point. It's doing a lot better than my other videos already. Find the flag. There's still a few things I need to fix. I have it all written down. find the I should fix that message that sometimes it comes, it shows off. It's not showing inside of the whole thing, inside of the whole container. And this is the game. Here's another bug, but this isn't too much of a bug because this kitty cat here, is it going to stop moving? This kitty cat here is a modded entity. I am adding a to the fast to the is it fast brain to the Pixel AI Dash modules. I am adding a new module called what's it called? Called position. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure yet. I'm going to be adding a new module, so new functions to make it possible. If I click here again, it's going to show not safe code. To make it possible that when you sometimes there's a bug right now that you sometimes you spawn in a level and you are actually inside of the walls. That's not supposed to happen because there's no way to get out of the walls. I want to add a feature to Zawardo that catches that checks while playing the game. Hey, are we inside the walls for whatever reason? And if we are, get us out of here as fast as possible. Let's talk a little bit about the multiplayer and how I implemented it. The multiplayer, let's go to the main menu. And to show the multiplayer here, I'm just going to jump in as a host. I could open another debug session in Godot itself, but check it out. Once again, the multiplayer starts out with me in a spawn pipe. That's pretty cool. I call it spawn pipe in the background. That's why I'm using that term. That's a cool thing about watching these videos. You get to take a peek inside the back of inside the code, inside how the logistics work in the multiplayer. There's a few new UI elements in an overlay. We have a code that you'll share with your friends so they can join your game. It has on the right the amount of players that are currently in the server, and right now it's just one because it's just me. And the max is 24 currently. Maybe I'll increase it depending on if maybe I'll make it the optional to the host. Not sure yet. And you check it out that I'm in the same level selected, the same map level that I am when I'm in single player. What's that about? Well, I was originally going to build a lobby level for multiplayer, but I completely rehashed it because there is no lobby. Multiplayer does not have a lobby. This is not a lobby, this is a level. If I'm playing the game at any circumstance, I have multiplayer enabled. Anybody currently, right now, it's just local multiplayer. Once I have global multiplayer, there has to be some security, some privacy, some restrictions. But anybody can join my game as long as they have my code at any time throughout the experience. Whether I am in a world, whether I am loading another world, whether I am in between two worlds, or if I go to the other world on level 1, then whoever's joining will say, hey, will they actually send a request to me, the host, or the server? I think this is a very clever idea. I haven't seen it been done before. I'm sure it has been though. But the idea is I created we're using Godot. And in Godot has a very useful, I think it's using UDP or TCP, high level methods called RPCs. And what does it stand for? I have no idea. I should find out. But yeah, the concept is that you can connect to some peers and not other peers. You can send messages to other peers, etc. And that was really cool. But when you use the auto load lobby example code that Godot provides you with, it ends up becoming kind of a mess when you add a bunch of other features that the server needs to connect to the client, the server needs to give it access to. Instead, what I end up doing is I have 1 or 2 or 3 different methods on the lobby autoload script, and the clients then, and that same script has a method and a listener and a signal for, hey, client made a request. Think about that. A client can send a dynamic request, and the server will accept it, it'll parse it, and it will say, hey, I know how to use this, or I don't, and if I don't, I'll return a kind of like a 404. I think that's pretty cool. And going forward for my next games and Pixel AI Dash, I will probably use that method and create a library to work better with it. Well, this has been the update of Pixel AI Dash. Stay tuned for more. Tomorrow there's another video coming out talking about the level editor and the overlays and how it all comes together to create the update 2.5.8. Thank you and have a good night.